We don't have the board review dates yet locked in.
We have the dates, we don't have
They
the
haven't voted.
time,
Oh,
I think.
okay. What if we had the dates? That's okay.
But yeah, the dates are set by law, so at least the one in December is.
Okay.
You're also losing more and more.
Push the on button, yeah.
I did.
I could have slept.
What's that? Oh, camera. We're on candid camera, John. What we got, 7 o'clock? Right on.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, Rick called the meeting to order.
Yep, call meeting to order.
Okay, roll call, John Clark,
Here.
Rick Robertson,
Here.
Amanda Hunter,
Here,
Nancy Conley, Joan David is absent.
All right, just so you know, Joan's absent, so they asked me to run the meeting this evening, so that's my first time on candid camera, so here we go. We need a motion to approve the agenda as presented.
I'll make a motion to approve the agenda as presented.
Support. Motion by Hunter, supported by Clark. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Need a motion to approve the minutes as presented.
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes for October.
I'll support.
Motion by Clark, supported by Hunter, to approve the October 18th, 2022 meeting minutes. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion approved. Public comments on action items only, and there are no action items, so we'll move on to budget amendment. Nancy?
Yes, we need to make two budget amendments. One is for building inspectors, for $341.20. They'll find them on your expense and revenue and expenditure report. We run into this every year when it's usually a wash, but we do keep some, and we never know how many building inspection permits we're gonna have, so that'll come out of unallocated. And then we're $988.61 over on the cemetery, and we never know till the end, about this time, how much is put into mowing and removal of leaves and all the, the care. So that's for $988.61, and that'll come out of unallocated. So I make a motion that we move $1,329.81 from unallocated to the cemetery account and the building inspector account.
I'll support it.
Motion made by Conley, supported by Clark, to do the two budget amendments. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion passes 4-1. Need a motion to approve the bills.
I would like to make a motion to approve the bills with the addition of $2,192 for Hennon and Slate computers and $135.96 for Amazon invoices, for a total bills for the month of $24,700.50.
I'll support the motion. Do we have any other discussion? Hearing none, all in approval of approving the bill, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. Treasurer's report, Amanda.
Alright, so as of October 31st, we had a total cash available of $581,992.05. Last month, the total bills were $26,104. We brought in $37,818.15 last month. Just kind of an update is that this month we have received 2 return checks. So we will have 2 non-sufficient funds fees applied to the next month's statement. But these checks, one of these checks has already been replaced and we're just waiting on the second one to come in. We already know the situation, and that's being taken care of. And also, while I've got the floor, I just wanted to let everybody know that I have multiple messages out to various asphalt companies, and I have one coming out to do a quote hopefully later this week. And we should have enough quotes by the December board meeting to move forward with our options for the parking lot.
And to add to this, next month it'll show again, but this $1,900 check that we sent to the auditors, she never got it. So we'll have to put a stop payment on it, so that'll probably be
So
a
that'll be-
$35 charge.
Yeah, so that'll be on the
That'll be,
account as
show
well.
it, and we'll issue that check. I got a past due bill, which I knew we'd already paid, called her, they never got the check, so, we'll take care of that tonight.
Alrighty. Under correspondence. Amanda, do you have some?
Alright,
Nancy?
correspondence. I wanted to just mention we had a gentleman stop in on the 1st and asked if we could check our videos. Since we've got our new security system up, he said somebody stole a Harley Davidson from his dad's yard, and they would have driven past our roads. So he was curious on if we had those videos, so I transferred him to Joan. We had the local family that was mentioned in a recent edition of Great Lakes Energy magazine. The Dieter family, I guess, puts up a light show at their home every year.
There's information here.
Yep, so the information's up here. We're also going to be putting that in our newsletter that's going to be coming out with the tax bills. I did receive one application for the planning commission that I shared with everybody. Do we know if we have any more applications?
I think she got a couple.
Okay. Emails are almost ready. We've just got to finish the last little touches. Transfer the 4 that are getting the full office suite into their office suite. So if you've got any questions with that, give me a call. And then everybody else for the planning commission and the board. And also I got an email set up for Rick for marijuana enforcement officer as well. And then the last thing that I had was a cell tower update. When I was here back on November 1st, I also received a phone call that was mistaken for our office when they were actually trying to call North Country Inspection Services. They are going forward with a Verizon cell tower. So from what I found out from them is the Verizon cell tower is going to be located in Denver Township, and it should be fully functional about February or so. So we should have Verizon service.
Do you know how many miles that will?
They did not, but I know that when the one was put up, was it in Mears for Spring Lake, or for the Silver Lake, there we go, that's what I'm looking at. That covered quite an area, because I feel like we got better service out here since that happened.
Really?
At least on the way to New Era, Shelby Hart, it gets better and better the closer you get. So I'm imagining that will still encompass our entire township as well. And that's what I had for correspondence. Oh, one last thing. Joan asked me on the phone to remind everyone that the turkeys and the meal boxes will be going out this Saturday. So if anybody wants to come in and volunteer to pass those out, help pass those out.
10 to 12.
She wanted me
You're
to
in the
mention
parking
that as
lot.
well.
If you come to help, wear heavy clothing. It's gonna be cold.
So that's what I got.
Any other, Nancy, you have correspondence?
No, I do not.
All right, supervisor's report, Joan's not here. Business items, we have no business items, so we'll go down to reports. MTA, anybody have anything?
I don't have anything on MTA, do you, Steve?
No. Planning commission.
Yep.
Go ahead.
We reviewed all the special use permits at the last meeting, and most of them are, people have gone and all that, but we have a few that are still active, and they're all in compliance with their special use permit, and so we're all good to go on that. RFP went out for working on the master plan. We're looking to redo the master plan next year, so we should have bids by the next meeting.
Okay. Cemetery, Dennis is not here, Joan's not here,
I was
so.
gonna say, I know that, she sent me a brief copy of the newsletter, that thanked the Boy Scouts and the Girl Scouts for putting up the flags and taking down the flags and for, helping with the flowers, so. So that's the only update on cemetery that I have as well.
Okay, zoning, Steve?
I'm not, no. My brick I gotta aggravate him a little. Okay, we've made very slow progress, but a little bit of progress on the one blight issue on Parkton. And it's kind of slowed down a little bit last month. I have a funny feeling I'll have a few more folks applying for permits this year. We have one on Hightower that got called in. It's kind of a strange deal where the owner actually called in on his own property. He's got a cousin that's living there, and it's not right on the lake, it's across the street from the lake. And it's quite a mess, and they're calling the neighbors. It's just kind of nuts, but he wanted it, so he's got a letter saying they're in violation, and we'll see what goes on from there. Basically, I suggested that he's going to have to get rid of the cousin out of there, because if he cleans up, this guy will probably just trash it again. So we'll work with him on that. I got a call actually yesterday for one on Woodrow that's been problematic in the past. We seem to get through it, and it's really bad. Folks are problematic. There's riding that flat there, and so I'm going to be calling the sheriff to go out there with me. I actually think they'll have Rico out there with me, and got him on.
Did you ever,
No, you're gonna use that. See, this way I don't get in trouble.
did you ever, he said there was kids there, but he wasn't sure they were living there. If there's kids there, that's gonna make a big difference.
That's what we had last time over there,
I remember.
and I had CPS out there, and not only did we deal with that, but we actually got rid of most of the problem that time. When CPS got out there,
Right.
they went with the sheriff. Things calmed down a lot, but they're back at it in some manner. So let's see what we can.
That is, Steve. Thank you. Move on to public comments. Any public comments? Jim?
Sure. So I kind of went over this at the planning commission meeting as well, but not all of you were there. So I'd just like to address the recent election and the marijuana ordinance vote. My opinion was that the residents of Newfield Township should be able to vote on an issue that fundamentally changes the character of the community. That vote has happened, and the residents voted in favor of the recreational marijuana ordinance by a 2-to-1 margin. Since the vote to legalize recreational marijuana was 49% to 51% in this township, the recent vote did surprise me. In 4 years, we went from half of the township thinking recreational marijuana should remain illegal to 2/3 of the township, thinking that we should have mass production of recreational marijuana here. Now that the residents have had the chance to vote on the issue, my goal is accomplished. I do think the long-term effect of the vote will be detrimental to the community. When I moved here, I thought this would be a nice, family-friendly place to raise my children. I suspect that will not be the case for much longer. It will be very interesting to see what the area looks like in 10 years. There's no doubt that the initiation of commercial marijuana production here has divided this community in ways that will have lasting impact, and that is truly sad. One thing that really surprised me was how irrationally mad some people were that they were given an opportunity to vote on this, and the actions of certain township officials to try taking away the right to vote. I would have thought that everyone could appreciate having a vote. Reflecting on the election in Newfield and the state of Michigan in general, it looks like we've just taken a hard left turn, and I don't see the future here being very bright. That being said, the residents voted for what they wanted, and I thought they should have that right.
Thanks, Jim. Any other public comments? Any board discussion?
I have two things for board discussion, just to bring you an update. The bill for the cameras that will be paying, tonight, for the inside, I can turn that in. The state allowed us $1,500 on an election grant for updating equipment because it will be picking up the box out there, the security box. So I am going to turn that in. I'd already turned in some other election stuff. We might as well use the $1,500 if we can get a reimbursement on that, so that'll go in. And I did receive something from the state on a recycle grant. They've asked for a couple pertinent numbers that we have in the state, our Cigna account and a few other things. So bringing them up to date. So, you know, that's the update on that. If anything else happens, hopefully that'll get us rolling, so.
Okay.
I wanted to just kind of talk about real quick, our phone line for the township has been significantly increasing month by month now. Last year it was about $60, now it's over $100. And so I was hoping to get the go-ahead to look into what they call a voice over internet protocol system, that can significantly reduce our costs for that. So if you guys are in approval of that, I will look at quotes to present for next month. And then my only other thing that I wanted to mention was the newsletters. We're going to be putting one of the newsletters in our December tax bill that comes out. And I talked to Barbie, if we wanted to save money and do this 3 times a year instead of 4 times a year, we can put them in with the February assessment that goes out to everybody.
Okay.
Because we're paying for that anyway,
Yeah.
to save money, and then the July and December tax bills. So that way we still get 3 newsletters out, it just saves the township a heck of a lot of money on postage. And that's all I got.
Okay.
So,
And you told Joan about the December one already?
yes, yep, her and I are working on the December one to get that all around. So,
Any other board discussion? Hearing none. A motion to adjourn is in order.
I make a motion to adjourn the meeting.
I'll second.
All in favor, aye.